and we're going to catapult this to the next level. I want to thank each and every one of you for, joining us, being here, and representing, because your takeaway will be very impactful. Let's see here. It will be very impactful. So, with that said, I'm going to share the stage with someone who I have so much respect for. Actually, this gentleman, I owe it to him, because if I didn't come into this business, we would all be here. It would be probably something else different. And so I'm just very happy to introduce this gentleman. He is a husband, father of 2 twin girls, beautifully talented. He is a jet setter. He is a well-renowned leader who has a purpose in spreading the message to so many people. I appreciate him so much. He is well-renowned. I'm trying to get him right. He is featured, and actually, whoever you want to listen to someone, wouldn't it be very good to know that this person has been in the Network Marketing Magazine as one of the top network marketers? And so that is a huge thing in the world. He also is spearheaded a company that we just got connected with Inspire Network, which is a motivating company, which is, okay, a little nervous here, you all. You breathe.
Okay. Come on. Take a breath. Take a breath. Breathe. Beautiful.
Which is an network marketing company, and we merged with them, and Andre Vaughn spearheaded that and brought that to Wakaya. And I'm just so impressed with him, because everything he does touches the goal. And I just really appreciate his personality, his beauty about helping people, and he is a leader of all leaders. So I want to bring to the stage our Black Diamond, our founding Black Diamond ambassador, Mr. Andre Vaughn.
Happy holidays from DJ Mario TV.
Alright, stand up real quick, sir. Aches and pains, I'm gonna take the roller right down there. With DJ Holland. Now, listen. There we go. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna meet, you can keep playing, DJ, keep playing. We're gonna make you work a little bit. Clap a little bit for the DJ. He likes a little encouragement. There we go. Alright, now here's what we're gonna do. Everything that you need to get in your bank account is not in your zip code, and not in your row. So you gotta meet 3 people that you don't know, and you have a minute and 30 seconds to do it. You ready? Let's go! Jim, go meet somebody. Come on. Go meet. Let's go. Alright, let's go. I like it, I like it, I like it. I like it. Go DJ, go. Go DJ, go DJ, go. Go DJ, go DJ, go. I want to see if you can mix. I don't know if they can mix in New York. Okay, alright. I'm gonna check his shit, Mike. I'm gonna check his shit. Alright, you gotta. Hey, sweetheart. Andre. Alright. Alright. You got about 13 seconds. Oh, okay, DJ. I'm gonna see it. The new Kino DJ. I gotta do my workout. I gotta get my workout going. Can we give a round of applause? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. All right. Stop. Y'all sit down. Y'all sit down. Because I forget where I am now. After I I get to that point, I don't even care about no business. I'll be honest with you. Man, can we give Layla a round of applause? I'm laughing. She out here faking, talking about, I'm so nervous. I was like, Dad, I know, Layla, we know each other. She was like, he's a husband. He has 2 kids. So he brought the company. Give her another round of applause. Hey, I know what Layla was doing. Can I tell you what she was doing? She was just stalling so her sisters can come. I know what she's doing. I know what she's doing, Mike. I ain't do this. I'm true to this. Can we give ourselves a round of applause for even coming? Seriously, because, one of the things that you have to understand that a lot of people would have made excuses to get here.
Yes.
Right? And every time you walk past someone, they're walking slow. You're like, man, how old are you? Oh, I'm 48 years old. That's a problem.
It is.
How old are you? 60 years old. That's a problem.
It is.
I think about my grandmother. My grandmother, 80 years old, walking, driving, doing all the things that she was supposed to do. Because there was a lot of nutrition in the soil.
All right.
And the nutrition was in the soils. We were getting the nutrition out. They didn't have the best diet back then. They were eating all the stuff they tell you not to eat. Right?
Yeah.
But they lived to 80 and 90.
Uh-huh.
They got it.
Yes.
And right now, there's a problem. The problem is we're getting sicker and the pharmaceutical companies are getting rich.
That's right.
And they're getting wealthy.
That's right.
And when you go to these restaurants, you look at the menu, you see something that says gluten intolerant menu. Nobody had a public service announcement, but they know a bunch of people are gluten intolerant. What does that mean? It means you have an absorption problem. It's not what you take, it's what you absorb.
That's right.
Amen.
So because you have an absorption problem, what happens is, even when they give you a prescription, you're going to need a higher doses because you're not absorbing it. When you need more prescriptions, somebody's making more money.
That's right.
So not only is the restaurant setting it up so you can be accommodated, but nobody even told you you're gluten intolerant. Nobody said that, oh man, if you have eczema, then you're probably gluten intolerant. If you have bowel problems, you're probably gluten intolerant. If you've had your appendix out, you're gluten intolerant. They don't tell you that because they don't want you to know. My people perish for a lack of what?
Knowledge. All right.
And that's why you have to come here on a cold Saturday morning. Cold. And it's even colder at 3 in the morning.
Yes,
It is at 8 in the morning. Hello, somebody.
All right.
And so at the end of the day, we had to make the sacrifice. And, Tampa, Florida was calling me. I don't think you guys understand. It's only by the grace of God that I'm here right now. Because I was just almost in Tampa, and I said, man, what's going to kill me? I said, I got to be there. Allie's going to crush her. She's fragile. And so she's really fragile, y'all. And so it was crazy because I'm so glad. And, again, to the DJ, we appreciate him because energy is everything.
Amen.
Energy is everything. He's high. Some chairs moving. I was like, come on, D. but at the end of the day, here's what we're going to do. We're going to share a little bit about Wakaya, right? Number 2, you're going to hear some life-changing testimonies. The more you smile and the more you agree with me, the quicker we'll go. Let's test it out right now. Look, you really smile. I know you want to go, sir. It's written all over your face. It's all good. I do too. So we can go together. All right. And so at the end of the day, guys, you're going to hear it. And what I get excited about Wakaya Perfection, the founder of Fiji Water is the same founder of Wakaya Perfection. I remember, I love this story because in 2011, Wakaya Perfection was birthed. But it wasn't in a direct selling company, meaning we could not benefit off of sharing these products. The likes of Bloomingdale's and all of these top-notch places, they were selling the products, high-end stores. That's why I never heard of it, right? And the crazy thing is that, they made a decision in 2016 to partner up with my good friend and our co-founder, Mr. Todd Smith.
Yeah.
See, that's a big deal. Because here's a billionaire who has a private island, and he has his private residence on his private island, where he has his products grown on his private island, right? And only 16 families can stay there at a time. That if you went there, it would cost between $300 and $4,500 a night, gentlemen. Maybe you don't feel it. They like, I feel you. It better be some magic happening.
All right.
David Copperfield magic happening. $3,500 a night. But it just shows you the caliber of people we're dealing with. And for them to partner up and say, listen, we understand that you have a loyal customer base, right? And we understand that when we share with our friends and family, we can build the most loyal customer base. So they don't want to give money to commercials. Because you have a commercial, somebody has to watch a commercial about 16 times to catch fire, right? If you share and say, listen, I need a favor, I need you to come out and hear about the Wakaya Perfection story, your friends and family or the people that you meet and contact, they're more apt to come into a hotel than just looking at it and somebody seeing it on the commercial. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So they're saying that we would rather pay you, if you become a walking billboard, right? We'd rather pay you than bank on and pay commercials. And that's big because, guys, the testimonies you're going to hear, it's going to be evident that something is happening. Believe me, we will not travel when it's this cold. Like, I know Jesus is not nowhere around New York right now because it's just cold, right? And it's okay. But at the end of the day, it's here. It's cold. Thank God. So at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, we're going to set it up. You're going to hear certain things. You're going to be like, man, you see testimonies. You see folks that didn't take a long time to get one place to another. And that's why I like when you put the right things in your body, it will heal it what? Self. And so we don't have to always believe in the white coats. Now, if you go out, break your arm, go to the what? White coat. Doctor. But I remember when I ruptured my Achilles. I ruptured my Achilles one time about 8 years ago. They told me you need to get surgery. Went to get surgery the same week. Boom. I was in pain for 3 months. In pain. They gave me oxycodone and Oxycontin. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, all right. I'm still in pain though. And I remember 3 months later, I went to the doctor and they said, are you still taking anything? I said, yeah, the oxycodone and Oxycontin. I said, you're not supposed to be taking it. I said, I'm not. And I heard people being addicted to that, right?
Yep.
So I threw it right away, but I was still in pain. I was down for 8 months. So I already knew what the doctor's plan was. I know what that is. And I ruptured my Achilles this March of last year. Again, my left foot. And so, went to the doctor. What do you think he said? You need what? Surgery. But I already did surgery and I didn't like the outcome. So I said, you know what, doc? I'm going to try my products. You know, I'll make money off my own testimony. And he said, well, it's not about the money. You can never walk. I said, was the surgery for free? He said, no. I said, well, then it is about the money.
About the money.
Yeah.
Come on.
And so the crazy thing is that, no, I went, didn't go to surgery. He looked at me crazy. He acted like he didn't want to deal with me anymore. Okay. So he set a little follow-up appointment, and I didn't have surgery. And I started taking the ginger and the turmeric, the core, the GT core, the bone and muscle and the joint formula, and I was putting it in my body.
All right.
And you know what I noticed? I wasn't in pain not 1 week. Only the first week, you know, when you have your leg up, it's like a tingly feeling. You feel like your foot's asleep. That's the only thing I felt. After that, I was traveling every single week. Matter of fact, I came to New York, right, that same week in New Rochelle, I believe we were. Went to work, I flew, I did everything I needed to do all week with the little scooter, just rolling around, I was balling out of control, right? But the reality was I wasn't in pain. 3 months later, I was able to get out of the boot and pass. You know what I love? My follow-up visits. So when I used to see the doctor, and I was sitting in the waiting room, I see people struggling and in pain. I said, you had surgery, didn't you? Yeah, man. I said, oh man, okay, praying for you. Keep it going. And every time I went to the doctor, and I said, hey doc, gave him a firm handshake. He looked at me, I looked at him. Next couple of months, look at him, and then he said, well, you don't need to come back for a while. No, give me the regular regimen, doc. I want to see you every single time I can get a chance to see you. So it's a reminder of you're not always right.
All right.
That's what doctors do. They tell you something, and out of fear, we act.
That's right.
Because we don't have any other way. Well, after you hear the testimonies, guys, you'll realize that you do have another way.
Right.
And so much so that I got fired up. I saw some testimonies with dogs. My dog had his leg up for a long period of time, 2 or 3 years. I heard somebody gave their dog ginger and turmeric. I said, well, I'm going to do that. Gave my dog the turmeric and the ginger. within less than 24 hours. And all situations vary for all dogs. But I did the video. I was just disclaimer. Make sure there's no FDA in here, right? And the crazy thing is, the next day my dog was running. I haven't seen my dog run like that across a field playing with this playful self. So when we give even dogs what they need, they can heal themselves. And so we have a lot of great testimonies. We have a lot of great testimonies, and guys, it all starts with the core. You'll see GT Core, our GT Blend. It all starts with the core, and I never knew how powerful ginger and turmeric was. I didn't know. Now, all the folks from the islands, you all say, I knew that, but you didn't tell me.
All right.
Right? I've been around 40 plus years, right? You didn't tell me, so it doesn't count, right? And so we have to start sharing this information. That's why we're here. We don't set up, we want to share good information. So if you know better, you'll do better.
Amen.
And if you know and don't do, then okay,
That's
oh well.
right.
You
All right.
get what you get. Like I tell my children, you get what you get and don't get upset.
All right.
And so right now, I'm gonna bring a couple, one or two testimonies in. A lot of times we say, with our ginger and turmeric, that this is spices of life. And it wasn't until, because when they said, Dre, we want you to, launch this company. I said, okay, well, what are we gonna sell? They said, we're gonna sell ginger and turmeric. I said, well, what else are we gonna sell? Because I didn't know the value, and I don't cook like that anymore, right? So I don't want to sell ginger and turmeric. But I didn't know that it was the spices of life, and I didn't know we can get the type of testimonies we get. Now I'm so glad. Because sometimes when you don't have the vision yourself, you got to look through somebody else's eye lens, right? And grab onto their vision until you can get a testimony for yourself. And one young lady was an amazing testimony. I was so grateful. So I finally got to meet her daughter today. So grateful. So when you clap for her, you clap for her daughter at the same time. I want you to show your love for my good friend, Miss Pamela Frazier.
Because one thing I've come to know is that you don't know how sick you were until you feel better. And I went through a season of sickness from about 2010 till I was introduced to Wakaya Perfection, which was 2017. So for about 7 years, I went through some ups and downs. I was diagnosed with lupus, which is an autoimmune disease that attacked my skin, my hair. I lost hair. It wreaked havoc on my lifestyle. My quality of life was decreasing. I went through ups and downs, like I said, and I had good days and I had bad days. On my bad days, I felt like I had the flu, which was no way to feel. It interrupted me being able to get to work on time. The joint pain was so severe at times that I couldn't sit for any length of time. I definitely wouldn't have been wearing heels like I am today. Couldn't drive for long periods of time without getting out of the car and feeling all hunched over and crippled, right? And at the time, I'm still young, so it wasn't fitting right with how I was looking, right?
All right.
And so I was praying for an answer. The fatigue was so severe at times. There were I would come home on a Friday and not leave the house until Monday morning when it was time to go to work. Like, have you ever experienced fatigue that no matter how much rest you get, it's just not enough?
That's right.
It's depressing. And so that was my season of sickness. And so when I was introduced to Wakaya Perfection, I was looking to lose weight because I had put on a few pounds because I'm not exercising, I'm not eating right, because I'm not cooking, so my lifestyle was definitely at a standstill. I was introduced to Wakaya Perfection, and I started on our Fit program, and I started taking the high impact ginger and turmeric. So the first part of it is with the ginger and turmeric, I immediately noticed a difference in how I felt. And it was surprising to me because it was so significant. I thought I was just having a good day, right? But my good days, my joint pain disappeared. My fatigue, my energy level increased so significantly. Like I said, I thought I was just having a good day. But those good days turned into good weeks and good months. And here I am a little over a year later. And those spices of life right there have changed my life. I went to my doctor, and my doctor even checked my inflammation levels. The blood work showed that my levels were down. So I owe that change, that quality, my quality of life now, to these spices of life. And the added bonus is I'm down 45 pounds.
Man, come on, you can do better than that. Man. And you know what I love? Because, you know, when we first started, I didn't believe in the GT, the ginger and turmeric. And now when I hear all of these testimonies all across the country, you're like, man, this is awesome. And I love when people say, well, I can go get that at Walmart. Well, go ahead. Go ahead, go right ahead and see how's that working for you, right? Because here's what makes it different for us. We know that we, at a temperature we cook when we preparing the ginger and turmeric, it's at 76 degrees, so all the nutritional properties can stay in there. A lot of these folks are preparing theirs over 300 and some degrees. When you cook something a lot, what comes out? It loses the nutritional value and its potency. And so that's the difference. And so your family and friends, they'll try to go and get the GT and they won't even tell you. And they talking about you like a dog saying, it didn't work. We're not endorsing other people's ginger and turmeric. We have high impact ginger and turmeric. And another gentleman that I love dearly who made the trip with us, just to hear about his mother, because it's one thing when something works for you. But when something works for your mama, you got them for life. And if you sign them up for life, that means you're going to get paid for life. So this is one of my brothers I'm going to get paid for life for. And show your love for Mr. Kevin English. Come on up.
Good morning, everybody. Well, as Andre said, you value your parents, probably just as much, if not more than anyone in the world. So, one morning I'm getting ready for work. I'm a basketball coach and a teacher by trade. And one morning I got my bag on my shoulder and I'm getting ready to go out of the door. My father calls me, grown man, crying. He's like, son, you gotta get here. Your mother. And I'm like, what is he saying? And I'm getting frustrated because it's like 6 o'clock in the morning and he's incoherent. And I'm like, Dad, what are you talking about? Your mother, you just gotta get here. So I just bust out the door, get in the car, and get to the top of the street. And when I get to the top of the street, I see the ambulance and I see the fire truck and I see all of that out in front of the house and the whole street is just lit up. So, I'm thinking I'm gonna go in the house and see my mother's last moments. So, I kind of reluctantly go in the house and I see the everybody in there working on her and getting her together to get on the stretcher to get her out of there. Come to find out, she's had some type of episode, and they didn't know whether it was a stroke or some neurological. They couldn't really figure it out. So they literally sent her home like a couple days later. Not even this, they literally sent her home the same day, because they couldn't really figure it out. And they said, well, we don't know exactly what it is, we'll just kind of keep an eye on her. And lo and behold, a couple weeks later, boom, she did it again. So she's back in the hospital, and I'm like, man, this is never ending. I'm literally thinking that, this is how it's gonna end. So we're gonna get one of these calls, and that's gonna be her last time. And the third time, they say, well, we're gonna keep her for testing. And they kept her for testing for a little while, and they really didn't know exactly what it was, but, I was fed up. And I had met Andre Vaughn, and Andre had introduced me to Wakaya and the turmeric and ginger that he was talking about. So I had my box, and I said, Mom, you know what? You're going to take it. And she's like, I don't know why you would even join no company like that. and my feelings were hurt. Trust me, my feelings were hurt. But I said, Mom, I don't care. You're going to take it. So she listened to me because she loved me. All right. All right. And you know what? She got better. And she hasn't had one of those episodes since, and it's been 2 years. So you can't tell me anything about this turmeric and ginger, and you can't tell my family anything about this turmeric and ginger, because my father now takes it every day, my mother takes it every day, and if my father touches my mother's turmeric and ginger, he gonna lose a finger. Thank y'all for listening.
Man. Love it. And so, what I love about the core, the GT core, is because the multivitamins, for me, you can't, remember I said it's 83% depleted of soil's minerals? And so we don't leave it up for the soils, right? We're gonna put the stuff in our body. While we're putting good stuff in our body, we're gonna detox on a daily basis, a gentle detox. Now, when they first said detox, I was like, oh no, I don't want detox. Because the one detox I've ever done before I tried, they say, okay, you take this, you're good for 30 minutes, you can do whatever you have to do, but just be still. So I took it, I said, I'm gonna run to the store, it's 5 minutes up and go back. I get to the corner, and my son was like, I was, oh Lord. I turned that car around so fast. I was like, oh man, I don't like where I can't operate in my day, because if you gotta do it daily, I don't wanna feel like that daily. Well, this is so gentle because every time we go in a hotel, we go bathrooms, wherever we go, we're breathing in toxins. Even in certain locations around the country that is just so polluted, that you're getting this in your system. So, okay, we can take all the minerals in the world, but if we have all these toxins going in our body, and we're not getting the bad stuff out, then there's a big problem, right? And then we have our Sport and Go guys that has a whole bunch of, I love my favorite ingredient is selenium, which is so important to put that in your body, and it tastes good. And so a lot of times, people do it before they work out, people drink it on a daily basis, and so we just love people who have thyroid problems. We've had testimonies from that. And so we get the bad things out of our body on a daily basis. We put the good things in our body. And because we're giving the body what it needs, and the ginger is great for the digestive, and then the turmeric is great for inflammation. So a lot of diseases are caused from inflammation, as you know, right? And then the digestive, if we're absorbing, you know how they say your second gut, I have a gut feeling, with your second brain. So a lot of illnesses come from your gut, by not having an unhealthy gut. And so with the high impact ginger, guys, that's why we were on the ginger and turmeric for a whole year before we even started with our weight loss program. And we had some amazing results with our weight loss program, because I was not for weight loss. I knew a lot of people who I know, love, and trust that they would starve themselves for a period of time, lose 20 pounds, go back to eating, and then gain 40 pounds. I'm like, oh, I was happy with the 20. You know what I mean? You didn't add another 20 on top of the 20. I'm happy with the 20. Put that rest 20 on the milk carton and let it be lost, right? And so then I figured out, like, man, when you have a good digestive, then we can absorb the products that we're doing, and we don't just lose the weight, we keep the weight off. One gentleman who's been able to keep the weight off, so excited for him, and he'll tell you a story on how he did it, and he's kept it off, and he don't have any choice but to keep it off in this business. So please show your love to Mr. Michael Bazemore. Oh, golly, they keep doing it and doing it and doing it.
Hey, how's everybody doing? So listen, first of all, this testimony is probably more directed to my fellow AARP members. Those of us that are over 50. Do I have any fellow AARP members in the room with me over the age of 50? All right, the thing about that is, we're fed the notion that when you get over 50, your metabolism slows down, it's harder to lose weight. If you're gonna lose weight, you better do it before you turn 30, or you're gonna be stuck with that. And to be honest, I fed into that. So when we launched this program back in, I believe it was February of 2017, I was a skeptic. Because as Andre mentioned, you have folks that are trying different things, and having some success, but then it's hard to maintain because it's a diet. So I reluctantly started the program, and from February through June, I lost 45 pounds on the program. Wow. So yeah, you can clap. You can clap. Because now, the challenge was, okay, can I keep it off? Because we've all lost weight, but then you kind of go through that yo-yoing process. And the thing that I learned is that our Bulletproof program is a lifestyle. So now, I don't even want to look over there. So now, through that program and following that lifestyle, I'm happy to report that I'm 70 pounds down on the program. Yeah. Great energy, mental clarity. Haven't felt this great since my 20s when I was in college. So come on now, talk to me, brother. I feel you now. So I'll let you know that if I can do it, at 53 years of age, 0 prescription medications, feeling this great, then each one of you can do it. And I'll throw it right back to you, sir.
Whoa, I mean, look at, this was on our first company's cruise. No, so they can see, I'm just saying. That was on this company's cruise. Man, y'all better not ever quit Wakaya. Right, yeah, right there. Oh, that one too? Yeah, him. Not him, but him. Golly. Can you give another round of applause? This is what I love about the testimonies, because at the end of the, seeing is believing. We don't have to go through and go, because I can tell you all about the company, but I'm all about results. Another young lady who had results, I love her story, and you're going to love it too. Please show your love. She's kind of shy, so the louder you yell for her, the better it make her feel. Please show your love for Miss Joan Perkins.
Come on, baby. Hey there, sugar darling. Let me tell you something, girl. I've been trying.
Hello, everybody. As you said, yes, I am Joan Perkins, and I also have great testimonies from using Wakaya Perfection's product. So I started taking the products in 2016 from its inception when we initially started. LAILAH Harrigan, she's my sponsor. She's the one that actually got me in the business. So it's all great, not just on the business side, but on the health aspect side, which I love greatly. And I will always continue to use the products because I've seen what it has done for me. So what happened in, we all started from, as what Andre said, with the GT pack. We started with the ginger and the turmeric. They picked it up many times, so everyone here actually knows what they are, which are these things, these pills, along with the multivitamins and the bone and muscle. So I've been taking those things like for a long time when they came out. When we started, it was only ginger and turmeric, and as time goes on, we started having more and more products. And all I can say is that they have done great for me. So what happened this past April, I just retired. I just retired from NYPD. I worked in Harlem. I was a sergeant in the 32nd Precinct in Harlem. So in April of this year, I was working, and as a supervisor, more than likely, we are the operator. I mean, not the operator, we are the recorder. Everyone here would say they were the passengers. We said we are the recorder. So what happened, we were responding to a high priority job, and we had the right of way. It happened on 135th Street, Lordine, LAILAH, that's their neighborhood, John, they both know the area, you both know the area very well. So we're driving southbound on 7th Avenue at 135th Street, and lights and siren, because it's a big job, so you hear this, you hear the siren, you see the lights from all directions. So we had the right of way, and this other vehicle behind, one of the vehicles that stopped at the intersection, he decided that he didn't want to wait, so he went around at top speed, boom, into the patrol vehicle, and it was on my side. Wow. So it's a T-bone. Wow. If you see the vehicle, you'll be surprised that I actually came out the way I did. Nothing happened to me, and all I can say is that by taking the products, it was actually preparing the body for these things. People don't realize it. They think that you actually take stuff after. But if you're taking stuff before, during, and after, you will reap great benefits from these things. So what happened also, my driver, she was also on the products. She was on the Bullifit products, so she was taking these things also. So what happened, the vehicle T-bone, it came in on my side, and when everybody came around, EMS, everyone, they thought I had some serious injury. Thankfully, the airbags did not deploy, which I'm glad for, because that wouldn't be nice in my face. But anyway, they came out with the stretcher, the gurney, and they asked, do I want to get into that, to get into the ambulance? I said, no, I'm fine. They're like, what do you mean you're fine? Because when everybody came around, all supervisors, everything, and they saw me, they're like, don't move. Don't make a move. And I'm like, I'm there looking around. I had my sunglasses on. That did not even come off. It was still on my face. They came up. They had me looking as cool as a cucumber. So anyway, they came. EMS came. There were like 3 ambulances. They came. They're like, "Are you sure you do not want us to take you on?" I said, "No, I'll walk to the ambulance." So I walked into the ambulance. They put the step down for me to climb on because they thought maybe I wouldn't even be able to lift my leg, which, well, I climbed on it. And I got inside, got to the hospital, and the doctors and the nurses, they're like, "So what's your problem right now?" I said, "Well, I was just involved in an accident." And they're like, "So what are your pains?" I'm like, "I'm really not having any pain. I'm just having tingling on the side where the impact occurred." So, you know, they had me doing all kinds of things, bending over, twisting, whatever. They couldn't believe I was actually doing that. And they're like, "Okay, you may not be feeling it now, but you're going to be feeling it greatly tomorrow." I said, "Okay, it's understandable." So, you know, I saw them. They gave me a prescription. They gave me prednisone. They gave me the ibuprofen, which is another name for the oxycodone.
Yeah.
And they gave me another one for the prednisone. And they gave me another anti-inflammatory. Naproxen, that's the exact one. Yes, thank you. That's what they gave me. So I had them filled. I was still taking, and even before work, I did take my ginger, my turmeric, my bone and muscle, my multivitamins. I took all of that before. So I was home and wasn't feeling much pain, but wanted to be out of work, so I started faking it just like everybody else. You know, faking pain. Oh yeah, I can't go to work, whatever. So I did that, and then I had to see, when you work for the city, if anybody here knows, you have to see district surgeons at a certain time, whatever. I got there, and yeah, still, oh yeah, I'm feeling the pain right here, whatever, just to be out. So they asked me are you taking your medication? I said, I didn't say yes. I said, well, I had it filled because I know better. And he didn't catch it. He thought because I had the prescription filled, I'm actually taking the prescription. But I'm like, oh, I had it filled. So I had to go back another time. Well, he had me doing everything the same way, you know, bending over or whatever, you know, and they're like, okay, so we're going to schedule you to see this doctor and that doctor and whatever. So because of what I said, yeah, they wanted me to have surgery. I mean, do you see how quickly these doctors push surgery and test X-rays and MRIs and CAT scans and all these things on you when you really don't really need it? And this is what they do. So, you know, did everything, and nothing happened to me. And went back another time. He asked me what I'm doing. I said, yeah, I'm taking that because I did try the medication like once or twice. Did not like how it made me feel. It made me feel horrible. So I'm like, I'm not taking it. I continue taking my ginger and turmeric, the bone and muscle, everything. And all I can say is that everything is fine with me. And it is as a result of part of the GT pack. You have the boosters, which is the coconut and the ginger. We did not have that as yet, but I was taking everything else. And thankfully, the products prepared my body for this thing, and I came out extremely well.
Wow. She was smooth. Her sunglasses didn't even fall. I'm still stuck there. I know my glasses been all over here. Man, I love it, man. Wow. Good Lord. Was that awesome? That's why we travel, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we travel. Another young lady, I love her, her testimony, and when you hear it, she's a no-nonsense individual, straight out of New York, born and raised. You New Yorkers, boy. Look at his arms. See how his arms crossed? Well, she'll appreciate it because she probably had her arms crossed too. So please bring Miss Cross Your Arms, Mr. Lacey Jackson. Oh, okay. Yeah, he be distracting her. He know what he's doing.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. All right. I just want to see if y'all awake in here. Good morning. I just want to share my testimony with you guys. I got into Wakaya Perfection. My business partner came to me and said, hey, I really want you to see this, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I don't have time. And so they came back to me and said, hey, I really think you should check this out. I was like, I don't have time, right? I didn't even look at it. I didn't know the name. I didn't know what it was. I just didn't have the time. And so I was living in Maryland at the time, and then I got a promotion and moved up to New York. And so as I'm looking for a place in New York, I was like, I think I want to keep the same lifestyle that I had in Maryland, so I could use that extra $1,000 a month that he was talking about, right? So I called him up, I said, hey, send me that video that you've been trying to get me to watch for 8 months. And I finally watched that video, and so I called him back and said, okay, I have questions, right? And I asked a lot of questions over about a period of a week. And what he didn't know was that at the same time that I was looking to earn an extra $1,000 a month or more, because I was on the more side, or more. So what he didn't know was that I had gone to my doctor for my regular annual physical, and my primary care physician said, hey, your thyroid levels are really high. We're going to redo your blood work. And I said, okay, great. She did that, and then she came back and said, you need to see a specialist. So she referred me to an endocrinologist because my thyroid levels were really high. So I went to the endocrinologist, and she said, hey, we're going to run these tests again, and I'm going to send you for like these 3 other tests. And I said, oh, okay. And so she said, but we may need to put you on some medication. And I said, I'm not really interested in any pharmaceutical solutions. And she called me back the next day, because she had gotten the blood work back, and said, hey, your thyroid levels are really high, you have Graves' disease, and I'm called in the prescription already to the pharmacy, and you need to go and pick that up and take it right away. And so I'm thinking in my head, like, I already told this woman I was not interested in any pharmaceutical solutions. So I never picked the prescription up. I went and did all these other tests that they wanted me to do. And what I had been doing on my own was looking at natural solutions for healing my thyroid. And so my business partner didn't know this at all. So I'm looking at the products and the GT Core, the ginger, the turmeric, the multi-essential, as well as the bone and muscle, because there's things in there. So what I was reading was that there was trace minerals that we don't get because our foods are grown in nutrient-poor soil, and that our bodies are missing, right? And so I was like, well, maybe if I take this stuff and earn this extra $1,000 or more a month, maybe it'll help me out. So, but that's kind of where I was looking. And then I go back to the doctor, and we literally got into an argument after she got all the test results. She said, did you pick the prescription up? I said, I told you I'm not interested in that. I really think we need to look at natural solutions. What supplements? Let's look at acupuncture. Let's look at anything but giving me drugs that she's telling me I would have to take for the rest of my life. She said, listen, you need to take this medication. We'll monitor your levels and we'll adjust the medication over time. However, your heart cannot beat at 120 beats per minute, which is where I was, for the rest of your life. It will give out and you'll die. Well, I don't plan on dying anytime soon. I got some, things to do and people to see and money to make and places to go and all that stuff. So I don't plan on that. But I told her I wasn't interested, and I never filled that prescription. CVS was calling me like, Amanda, are you going to come and pick this up? And I'm like, no, just go ahead and put that back. So let's fast forward to, I start taking not the medication, the ginger, the turmeric, the bone and muscle, and the multi-essential, because I came in with the big pack, right? There was an option for me to come in with a lesser pack and a bigger pack, and the bigger pack had more stuff and it had more things. So I said, I'm going to get the big pack. And so I took the products, right? That for me, at the time, it was the big pack. So I said, okay, I'm going to take this stuff. And there's an app on my phone where I can measure my heart rate. And so I was measuring my heart rate because they scared me, right? They scared me. My heart rate really was 120 beats per minute at rest. And I said, like wake up in the morning, grab your phone off the nightstand at rest, like at rest.
Wow.
And so I checked my heart rate after being on products for 2 weeks, and it was in normal range.
Wow.
And it has been in normal range at rest since then. That was January last year, or January this year, right? And so I go back for my follow-up with my physician this year in September timeframe, and so my primary care, she says, hey, so how's the thyroid? And I said, well, I'm not taking medication, because I talked to her about the endocrinologist, and she said, oh, okay, well, we'll see what it is, and I'm going to do some extra stuff just in case. And so they called me back, and the 2 weeks after, and she says, well, everything came back normal. I hung up the phone, but I called back because I never asked what was the abnormal, right? So the abnormal, what's the normal range, and what were my initial results? And when she told me, she drilled down to my T3 and T4, she said they were completely normal. But when I tell you where it was like super out of whack. I don't even want to get technical with you. It was just super out of whack, and now it's back in normal range. Wow. And that's all from using the Wakaya Perfection natural products. So I'm a living witness that I never took not one. I didn't even go. I didn't fill the prescription. I didn't pick up the prescription. I told them I didn't want the prescription. But this is what these products have done for me. So my whole family is on it. I have my son's an athlete, my mom's on the product. I have everybody on the products because they work.
All right.
Golly, give a round of applause. It's okay to clap. It's okay to clap. Man, we have one more health testimony, but you know what I can appreciate about her story is that she said she got the big pack, meaning that she wasn't going to limit her money on her health. A lot of people pay their light bill before they pay their life bill. And it's like, when you're gone, you're gone. And it's like, people move on. And so why not take care of yourself? People run around Black Friday when they know they need to have Black Friday for their health. You know what I mean? If you're going to spend all that money on the TV, you can't watch it when you're gone. Right? When you expired, that means expired. You're done, right? And so that's why, I got the big pack too, because I'm not going to limit on me. I mean, I travel, I do all these things with other folks. I love football. I pay all this money to go to the games, and I'm not going to flinch when it comes to my health. And so one young lady she's been a trooper with me for a very long time, and she has a testimony, and I'm telling you, she's going to, so we can wrap this thing up, she's going to do it in probably like 2 minutes. I know she is. But I want you to show your love. And she loves to dance, DJ. She hurt my knee in Florida. I would never dance with her again, so if I just nonchalantly walk past her, she got me in Florida. I underestimate the New York love. Not again in New York. So please show your love to Miss Yvonne Redwood. And that was a song too. That was a connect song. Oh, here, no.
Hi guys, hi everyone. Good afternoon, good morning. Yes, I am a native Harlem. I don't play, okay? Okay, so let me give you my story. See, I have to start from the beginning. And my beginning is I kept asking the Lord I need something to nourish my body and make a little bit of money. God doesn't answer your prayer right away, okay? So at my church, we was having these health fairs, and 2 young ladies that I never met, never knew, showed up, and that was Ivy, Mitchell, and LAILAH Harrigan. Okay, from another company. And she said, okay, if anybody interested, come with me. And I came to her house, and I never left yet. So, and then when they said we was going to do something else, I just kept listening. And I just, wherever they said go, they said go. And I just went, okay? And when we started out, people talking about the product, we had no products. All we had was, hey, put on a $25 deposit, and then you will pay the rest because we have no products. So all of you are like, yay, yay, yay. No, there was no products. There was no website. There was nothing. We went to Utah. We could get products. Well, who's going to bring products back from Utah? But anyway, that's how it started for me. Okay, I'm just... Okay, so I started taking the product. The only product was ginger and turmeric. So I just took it. I didn't know, like Andre, I just took it. So this is what I started noticing. The headaches were going. I used to get these little headaches. The gas and bloating was going. Whatever joint pain was absolutely gone. My ankles were used to swell. They stopped swelling. So that was one of the first things that I noticed about the products in general, especially that gas and bloating. It was so annoying. Okay? So, okay? And then I have keloids, so I noticed that the keloids started getting softer. I noticed that the fibroids started going down, right? So these were the things that I just noticed in general. Then they did the keto thing. People said, oh, Yvonne, you didn't need to lose weight. I lost 10 pounds and 9 inches off my waist, as you can see. I can wear the belt, okay? So then what happened was, in May 8th of 17, I was coming back from Maryland, and then coming back, I ended up on a bus, and then getting off the bus, I ended up in the passageway going to Long Island Railroad sitting down, because what happened was, because I took the bus there, took the bus back, they told me that I sat for 8 hours, literally, okay? So what did I have? I had blood clots in my lungs. So the doctor said, they're big, they're big. So I'm saying as a nurse, so are they this size? No, she just kept saying they're big. So they went from this is the trunk, 95% of my lungs were filled with blood. Okay? So they said, okay, we have to decide if we're going to put you in intensive care, intubate you. And I'm like to myself, no, I got to talk. I can't be intubated. So anyway, I was out in 2 days. Wow. And that's because of the ginger and turmeric. And so even though they said, okay, you got to be on Xarelto for 3 months to a year, I said, not me. 3 months. A year later, also that year, and then the next year, which was just May recently, the CAT scans are completely negative. Wow. Okay? Ginger and turmeric. Then, because recently I thought I had a urinary tract infection, which it came out I didn't have, I had to go to see the GYN. So, I mean, I was really feeling like I was suffering. So every day, this is what I did for 2 months, because the appointment was 6 weeks, took 6 weeks. I took the bentonite clay, ginger and turmeric every single day. Inflammation is totally resolved, okay? Went to the doctor, she said, your fibroid is not only small, it's very small. Wow. And then she asked me, what did I take? She was writing down bentonite clay, ginger and turmeric, because she was asking me. Recently, I have new glasses out of my right eye, because when I was born, I was only weighed 3 pounds, so I'm a little preemie, right? So I could only see the big E. That's all I could see forever. Last week, I could see the 4th line down from my right eye. That is the RP product. So when I say that thank God for Ivy and Layla, because you don't know who you're going to meet, how it's going to change your life. And when God answers prayer, He answers prayer. So when I say I am grateful to Wakaya for saving my life in Jesus Christ, amen, that's one thing. I keep it moving in Jesus.
Wow. Isn't that amazing? It was like 6 testimonies built all in one, right? And that's why, guys, and that's why, you know, when you have Oprah Winfrey feature products not once, but twice in our magazines and favorite things, that's a clue. That's what we call a clue. So not only do you have a billionaire as the founder of your company, you have another billionaire that loves your products, right? Then you have a whole bunch of testimonies all in one. And when you have that, when we share, the company's not saying we would share all this stuff for free. We really would. You know, if you see something that works for you, you share it for free. But the company's saying we don't want you to do that. We want you to travel, but we want it to make it worth your while, right? And so we want you to go here, there, and everywhere so you can be able to be a blessing to someone else. And that's why I get excited with our company that we don't just, you know, get healthy, we get wealthy at the same time. Because to have residual income, you do the work one time and you get paid over and over again. Remember I said lifetime customer. You think any of the testimonies are going to stop using the products? No. But because you shared it with them, guess what? Because you have residual bills, Wakaya is going to make sure you have residual income to go with your residual bills. And that's what we do. This is all we do. We've had a good time today making things happen. And you know, I want to bring up a young lady who's going to share how excited she is about the income opportunity and why she looks at, you know, Wakaya Perfection is something that not only will take care of her family, but it's going to take care of a lot of other families too. And I want you to show your love. When you hear a story, you're going to go crazy. I want you to show your love. My good friend, all the way from Maryland, Miss Renee Brown, our newest ring earner. Boom.
Bula to good health, right? Yes, and Bula leads us to good wealth, right? So this has been such an amazing event. Layla, phenomenal job. I love everything in your team, the team. I mean, I walked in, I said, man, I don't have to set up anything. I need to help with anything. You know, my buddy said, what you think? You got to set up everything on time? So, but I just love it. I'm telling you what, I got into the industry years ago when I had a defining moment in my life. I'm going to tell it. Okay? So some of you know my husband played 12 years in NFL, and we have, you know, 4 children, and I, you know, was independent before we met. I had my own job, had everything, but I left that and just went off and became a stay-at-home mom. And, you know, for some people who are independent, right, you are used to having your own money. And so there was a day, a defining moment in my life where, you know, I said, can I have a little extra money in their bank account? I'm just going to keep it real with you all. Okay? Is that fair enough? Yes. And I got the look of, huh? Extra money? And so I was like, well, I'm not going to have to ask for anything anymore. You know, I'm going to make sure I get to do something part-time so I can have my own income. Because, you know, I figured out early on that you have to be able to, you know, have some extra income for yourself. Whether it's $500 or $1,000 a month, right? And so for me, I did anything I could do legally from home to make additional income. And I figured out you can make 6 figures from home because that's what I did. And I have not turned back. I'm unhireable. All right, unhireable. And I'm just telling you this because if I can do it, you can do it too. If it is your goal to be home, if it is your goal to, you know, make an extra, you know, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, you can do it with this opportunity. This opportunity and all the opportunities that I've experienced has the most amazing products, as you've heard the testimonies, right? Yes. And with that, you can help so many people, and along the way, we are making great income doing it, to the tune of 5 checks a month. 5, right? I don't think y'all heard me. 5. You got options, 15 different ways we can actually get paid with this opportunity. Wow. And so some of you may have had the defining moment at your job, where, you know, you're working hard, you're doing extra work, right? But guess what? You're waiting for a bonus, or you're waiting for a raise, right? And you're like, man, I'm working so hard, but guess what? My value is not being evaluated properly, right? And so now you have to take charge of your life, take charge of your finances, and more important, take charge of your health, because we know your health is your wealth, right? Yeah. And so with this opportunity, you can do so many things, not only for yourself, but for your family. And if not for you, if you know some people that can benefit from this information, right? We have so many testimonies. If you have people in your midst that even if you don't want the extra income, the extra checks, just fill it out to me. I'll cash it for you, right? But share the information with them, and I promise you, you will feel so much better. Because I'm going to end with this. I tell people, you know, we all have a born date, right? And we have an end date. There's the dash in the middle. What are you doing with your dash? What are you doing with your dash? How many people are you impacting on a daily? Because, you know, Pam's life has been changed forever, right? DeLacy, Yvonne, Miss Joan, their lives have been changed forever. We have something special here. We have the best leadership that I have worked with in my umpteen years, right? Don't I look young? The products. We found a way to reverse the hands of time, right? Wow. So, and not only, it's a beautiful thing, because people are looking younger and they are feeling better. And yes, I too use the products. And my testimony, tell it.
Yes. Tell it.
22 pounds down, right? 22 pounds down, and you know, pretty much from an 8 to a 4, right? So for the single digits, you can do it too, right? Go back to your high school figure, right? Because you can, because you want to, right? So I'm gonna leave you with that. You know, this is the best. It's a great opportunity, a great way to impact not only you and your family. And guess what? If you don't have enough for retirement right now, don't wait for your retirement to get here, to make that decision to know that you don't have enough. Work this. It's never enough. Work this right now so that you can put an extra comma. I said comma, right, into your retirement check, because we're really not putting enough in monthly on a monthly basis for us. All right. Thank you very much.
Can we give it a round of applause?
Check one. Check. I don't like this one. Can I have all the folks who at least Wakaya pays for your car? Can you come up, Ruby's and above? Can you come up real quickly? Give them a round of applause, please. Come on. Mike, you have to get somebody to do that, like Tia there. Come on. Let's shoot you, buddy. Come on. Thank you. And Terrence out there. Yeah, thank you, DJ. You gave me this mic, this setup mic. Hey. There we go, Terrence. You got, look at that. Boom. Come on.
Oh, okay. My man. Man, what's that move, boy? See, the products will give you rhythm, too. That's old school Bronx, okay. Now, here's the deal. All these individuals, you know, we've earned car lots. So it's illegal in the state of New York to pay for your own car. Or to ride the subway and let the company pay for the subway. Like, you know, they pay up to $1,000 just for our transportation every single month, right? They give you rings. Ring, you see the ring? Yeah. So they give you rings for sharing the message. They give you watches. Anybody ever watch? Yeah, watch out, yeah. And so I don't want you to think and leave here just to think, oh, these guys are, you know, getting healthy and it's all. No, you know, I have a family. I have twin girls, you know, and they do gymnastics. They have a meet this weekend, and you know, when you want to be great, you can't just go to regular lessons. You have to get private lessons. If you want to compete against, you got to send them across the country, and so they can get the best training. Our kids have to compete against people abroad for jobs and businesses. Right. So you got to take them abroad. You know, so we have to have money. You can't say, oh, money on growing trees. Because money comes from paper comes from wood, and wood comes from what? Trees. So stop lying! Stop lying! Like, it's an unlimited resource. You in New York. Yeah. This is New York. Everything that comes through here, if it make it through New York, you doing good. You're doing great. So you can be, and I love this place. I underestimated the place. I'm so glad. I'd have been so mad. So LAILAH and the whole New York team, tri-state area, we appreciate you. But guys, here's the deal. You know, don't leave out here and say, oh, that's good. You know, no, you don't need the research. You just heard all the testimonies, right? Ginger and turmeric is the spice of life. At some point, you still gonna have to take a risk. At some point, right? No matter what you read, you still gonna have to take a risk. Start somewhere.
Yes.
If you have bone and muscle problems, you start with the GT core and add the bone and muscle in the joints. You have digestive issues, start with the core. If you need weight loss, start with our BulaFit program. Now, BulaFit with the ketogenic lifestyle, everybody's talking about the ketogenic lifestyle. It's been around for 100 years. A lot of people don't have the discipline for the ketogenic lifestyle. You have to count stuff, macros. I'm not in all that. But our BulaFit makes it easy. Because I tested it. When I took that BulaFit program, I was eating everything I wasn't supposed to eat. I just wanted to see how good it was. I'm serious. I'm talking about Royal Farm type of chicken eating. I'm eating the 19. I want to take these because I know how your cousin's going to do. So I don't want nothing you have to be perfect on, right? Man, when I lost those 23 pounds in that short amount of time, I was like, oh, this is the real deal. And from that point, it was like Nino Brown and the Carter. We were giving out one-day samples. Just one day. People were coming back after that day. Say, man, I need some more. You're going to have to pull out your credit card now. Yeah, this one's on me. The next one's going to be on you. But the whole moral to that story was we had enough faith of giving somebody a one-day sample. And there was no sample packs. We were scooping it up. It was cold. You put it in the Ziploc bag. The powder was going all over your fingers and everything. But we put it in, cut the little one. No, can I get you? No, just one. I do. And they came back. So that just shows the potency of the product. So don't try to get cute and say, oh, I'm going to go follow the keto. No. It's been around for 100 years. BulaFit is what helped a lot of us because I'm telling you, a lot of folks have lost weight. And then around here in closing, you say, how much weight did you lose? If you say anything under like 20 pounds, oh, that's it? I'm like, man, that was 20 pounds. But people are like, how many people lost at least 10 pounds here? 10, 20, 25. So I keep my hand up a little bit. 30, 40, 50.
No.
Put your hand up high, sir. He's proud. He even got all cute now. Now he can't do that. He even can't be with his hand. Like he's dabbing up here. Crazy, sir. You know, and so over almost 70 pounds. 70 pounds. And so that's awesome. So as he's losing the weight, all we do is transfer the weight. We take the weight off our bodies and put it in our bank accounts. That's all we do. We transfer weight. That's all we're doing. So, guys, we're going to be around, to answer any questions for you. During our training, we'll do a Cherish demo, sanitary napkin demo, the company we just partnered with. But we always like to respect people's time, especially on Saturday. So the next time we come, you'll come back out. I want to say, you can't say like Easter Sunday. No, we want to give people opportunity. If you want to stay for training after we answer your questions. And let's take action. Let's take action, whether it starts somewhere. Yeah. Right? I don't care before you get together. Yeah. Come on, you get 10 of this ginger and turmeric. You get 10, you get 10. Work it out. Back in the day, we used to work things out. Yes, right? In college, you work things out. You didn't have all the money to get that. Yeah. But you worked it out. Yeah, super safe, folks. So I love you. I'll see you at the bank because we're making deposits. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, DJ. Amen. We'll be by the table to answer questions and sign people up.